Here's a 1969 Sprite with a 1275 engine undergoing a valve job. Here's what a head looks like just before it gets reinstalled. These are all new valves and new seats as well for unleaded gas. The hardened valve seats have been installed there, and here's why we had to do this valve job. Our number 2 exhaust valve, which is this one right here, got a crack in it, burned a hole through it. Perhaps some crud got underneath it, or it wasn't properly adjusted. A little crack opened up, and then the hot burned exhaust gas just acts as a cutting torch. Takes a bite right out of the valve, and then you lose compression as these are going up and down. If you're unfamiliar, the valve needs to seat perfectly along this little edge out on the perimeter, and it seats in the head under these outer rings. And so while we had this all apart, we had this all cut out, the old metal removed, and hardened metal put in place there to make a hardened valve seat for unleaded gas. You can also see the top of the head is just beautiful. This is like new. And then of course all the ports here, well, I still have them taped up from painting, but they're immaculate inside here as well, which is really quite a luxury to be able to do that. Here's what the engine looks like. We know that our number 2 piston, where we had a problem, is in nice shape. The top of the piston is good, and the cylinder bore is not scored or anything. So we'll put a new head gasket on. We've got a bunch of new water hoses. It'll all get bolted back together, and we'll be good to go for another 30 years on this 69 Austin Healey Sprite. We're back in our 69 Sprite with its new head, and listen to how nice it sounds. I hope you can hear that. Let me show you under the hood. But it runs great, ready to go. Of course, the acoustics on YouTube stink with this camera, so I don't know what you're hearing, but the engine sounds great, looks great. We have new water hoses. The top hose was fine, but I did it, and so were the bottom, but I elected to change them because they're much harder to get at. So they're new heater hose, new valve cover gasket, of course new head gasket, new thermostat, all the gaskets, nothing leaks. So nice to see. Runs great, ready to go. 69.